Hello and welcome to Aulendorf in southern Germany. This is the plant of Carthago. They have a showroom attached to it. That's where I am right now. This vehicle here, semi-integrated model, Chic C Line T4.8. T stands for semi-integrated, which you can probably tell when it's rather dark in here due to filming against the bright, won't say sunlight, but the brightness, shall we say. 83,370 for this vehicle. It weighs 2,965, and that's completely empty without anything inside. Well, you see what you're getting now. 735 centimeters long, 227 wide, 289 in height. So you can put it on a 4.5 ton basis if you want, which it's on a Fiat Alco chassis. And I mean, if you did that, you'd get a payload of 1.5 tons. Now, where Carthago really stands out, I think, they have what they call their DNA. It's a particular way their vehicles look. Very distinctive. I think the only other company does this in such a way is Hobby, and obviously Carthago is slightly more upmarket than Hobby are. It's got fantastic amount of storage, and one area which I think these vans are suitable for is if you're thinking of long-term touring. That's what it appears to me anyway. Right, we've got here a bed which is 2 meters squared. And that's of course if you fill it in the middle down here. Otherwise it's 2 meters by 85 centimeters if used as singles. Storage. Now I mentioned the long-term use. So you've got hanging space there and a bit of space there in the double floor for your clothes to hang into. And on the other side, you've got the same thing, or partially the same thing. That's the cushion which you can make your bed out of. If this were mine, I wouldn't be keeping the cushion in there. I certainly would be keeping the cushion, maybe when it was not in use, on top of the bed. But I think personally I would leave it in use all the time. I think to make the bed a double bed, we pull this thing out here, and then this thing comes out a bit as well. So makes a bit of extra space there. So you've blocked off the drawers here, the doors here, sorry. So you see, can't get this open, it's no hard against that. What will we do? In that case, we'll just lift this bit up here. And you get in like that. I'll do it the other side, might be a bit easier. Like that. Okay. Pretty elegant, I would have to say, around here. The corner spaces, well, you can stick some jumpers or things like that. It's a bit bulkier and not likely to make any difference if they fall out. I'm just going to push this back temporarily. The reason for which is I want to walk up here and show you the television. So they've introduced having televisions like this over this year. Would you want to have a particular television cabinet up here? Maybe yes, maybe no. Do you think that you don't want to be lying in bed watching the television with everything open? And that could be the case. Of course, there's a blind on the windscreen in front, so that blackout blind, privacy blind. Alternatively, what you can also do is here and make a bit of space there. There's the runner. There's that. comes across like that. So now closed off in the bedroom. Oh, with a skylight. This has a second function as well. What you can also do at this end, you can close this door up here. I do appreciate that for some people this may seem a little bit complicated. And now you've got yourself a little sort of dressing area. I say sort of because there's not a huge amount of space in here. Close that so I can get a better appreciation of how much space there is. Of course, the vehicle's only 770, well, let's say under 8 meters in length. There you are, more hanging space there, and so you can sort of get dressed in here. If you want to, if you're really shy, you can sort of close this as well. There you go. Now, does that all seem a little bit complicated? It might well do. This thing here also opens as well, should you want it to. Yeah, maybe there's not a lot of space in there. Maybe it's going over the top, that one a bit. Oh, you can lock the door here as well, should you want to. The point of locking the door there is if there's a bed up front, which of course in this case, there isn't. And that closes onto there. Which brings me into the kitchen. Superb pull-out pantry. Functional, I would have to say here. Slide down coffee maker, which also slides up. Pull-out drawer for your bins. Spice rack there, which I think that's quite well done actually. Oh, I thought to stop putting these things in. A timer. I hope that's not a bomb. Oh no, it isn't. It hasn't gone off. And oh, before I show you the storage, I'll show you the fridge. Now I do appreciate, of course, that these vans come at an enormous price, and part of the reason, of course, for the price is the construction methods used. I mean, the chassis frame, the double floor, things like this are very expensive to put in. Also, lightweight materials. So, bearing in mind how light this actually is, so that's all adds up to the costs involved. Now I'm always going on about not liking beds up here. In fact, the bed would have to be here because it's a semi-integrated, and if there was a bed up here, you'd lose all that fantastic light which is coming in. So, table here turns round in all directions, so there's a big table at that. Lovely sitting group. Maybe you might think, well, what do I need all those seats for if there's only 2 of us in here? Good point. That's standard everything Fiat front. Television, I mentioned earlier. So, right, let's have a look at the storage. Come right to the very back, although this isn't really storage. This is where your tanks are. Look at all this, huge amount here. That really is a lot. And here as well, this, and they put this in nearly all the vehicles. I think that's great. And see it from the outside as well. Let's have a look around the outside. Fly screen, obviously, you'd expect that. I do appreciate a door with a window. Okay, right, so you can see through the double floor. Look at that in there. Okay, so here it's almost as though this chair's been put in as an afterthought. It doesn't really have a great deal of function other than to have the television behind it. But okay, it's a place you can sit down and take your shoes off. Although that there is far too deep to put your shoes in. So therefore, there's one here. So earlier I made a comment about being 735 centimeters. Sorry, I sort of realised that as I was speaking, I got the wrong length, which makes it even more outstanding what you've got. That's the gas cabinet, which I think is locked. It is indeed. And here, look at all that storeroom, storage space. Ducato Maxi, Chic C Line 4.8. Well, we're here. We're going to have a look at a few more as well. This is the C Tourer T143, 72,500 this thing here costs. And it's under 7 meters long, 690 centimeters. Sounds pretty good. Let's have a look from the outside. Under 7 meters, so it is 227 centimeters wide though. So this in floor space is very similar to my van. Once more, fantastic without the extra bed. Very wide corridor. And beds just about the same, although they've done a different finish. And a different fridge. Okay, storeroom down here. I'm using the German word. Storage, attic, cellar. Not attic, it's above, cellar. Look at that, still enormous. And this one here, 72,500. 3.5 ton basis. Empty weight, 2,740. So this one here is the T148 LEH, 746 centimeters long, so slightly longer, 76,500, and empty weight 2,800. Somebody asked me if it's possible that some of these vans could be put on the 3.5 tons. So I mean, if these empty weights are correct, I mean, well, I have no reason to believe that they shouldn't be correct, then I think that that is perfectly possible. Light comes on as I open the door. Right, this one here is a integrated, as are all the others. We'll have a quick peep in, shall we? So C Tourer I integrated, 150 QB, got a queen bed, 2,900, 748 centimeters long, 600 kilos of payload, 92,200. And this one here's got a rather complicated door system. Which, as I noticed, some tools are there. I'm not going to start touching, but this, they've introduced this sort of thing here. It looks like a railway junction a bit for 2020, and it's a rather complicated door setup. As I say that something's under repair, I'm not going to touch it. C Tourer integrated 149 LE. This thing costs 92,000. It's again 600 kilos of payload, 7.5 meters in length. Seeing as I've got some time whilst I'm here, I can stay here for a few days. I don't have any problem with that. I've got lots of things to catch up on, so I shall be filming them all in more detail. I mean, you might have to wait a while before I actually publish the things, but everything will be filmed. C Tourer integrated 148 LE. Yeah, nearly 89,000. Again, 600 kilos of payload, 739 centimeters in length. See once more how much space you get without the bed. And this has got a relatively small skylight as well. Well, I think it's not as big as it could be. C Tourer integrated 141 LE. At a price of 86,100 and a 700 kilos of payload, 665 centimeters long. Oh, it's spoiled by the double bed. TV up there, but still plenty of space in here, and a rather large door with a curious way of closing. There you go. So you can keep the door there if you want. There's even a lock for it down here. So it really does give a lot of space, I think, in here. super lightweight, this one. It says C Compact Line Integrated 144 QB. 85,500, empty weight over, payload over 700, and it is 699 centimeters in length. And this one is only 212 in width. So this thing here is much smaller than my van, except in one really important area, and that is height. I'll swap mine for this one though. Although I prefer one without the bed up front. That's the optional coffee machine. Oh. I wouldn't mind if they tasted all right, those machines. Lovely double floor. Okay, another super lightweight model, the C Compact Line Integrated 143 LE. This thing here is going to cost 83,400 euros, and it's got, once empty weight, over 750 kilos of payload, just under 7 meters, 695, and 212 in width. The clunk is that hitting up there to make this toilet area like this with a fridge. You never know. After leaving the shower, you may want to get straight into your drinks. Or alternatively, you can have that like that. You have your shower open. Oh, you can't open it, so you have to do it the other way. Alright, so we have to open this like this, like that. So there's the fridge open. We'll get the door open here. There you see. Now, whilst you're in the shower, you can see you've got direct access to your beer. Now that is pretty convenient, isn't it? You can't complain at that. Yep. See, using the toilet or having a shower is no reason to stop drinking. And so I've got some vans out here as well. Thanks out the I was here in the summer. I think the very same vans were there then. Oh, I can use this as a demonstration. You've got a production area, and you can see the crane in the background as the production area is extended, and you see this all over the place, how production areas in Morello, for example, has bought this huge area, so which would effectively make twice as much area under production. Well, sorry, production area. I'm not suggesting they're going to double production, but many companies are now in so much demand. So I mean, actually, people asking me what van should I buy, it's all a bit pointless, because the van you buy is the van you can get. So that gives you a quick idea of what's available. There's a C Tourer range of vans. Fortunately, there's only two semi-integrated models here. So you have the Chic C Line. Oops, that's dark. and over there is the S Plus E line. You'll have to see that in other videos though, because if I make this too long I'll never manage to get it up. So here am I, wishing you all the best from southern Germany, and today is the 31st of January 2019.